So hi, my name is Loz and this here is Maya. She's my Mk1 Audi TT A10. She's got a 225 BAM engine and she's been with me for a few years now. But just like me, she is also work in progress and there's a lot of things I need to get done on her. So I thought it's about time I did a video with a little introduction about her and all the things we got going on. Hi, it's Loz from the future here, and I'm just interrupting to let you know that this video was filmed quite a few months ago. In fact, it was filmed last year when the weather was a heck of a lot nicer than it is now. I just wanted you to bear that in mind as a lot has changed since then, and as we catch up the videos on this channel over the next few weeks, you will see things move very, very quickly. And now I'll hand you back to past me so she can continue explaining what I had in mind back then. So as you can see, Maya is a Roadster soft top, and that was one of the main points and reasons why I got her. When I was looking for another car, I'd already had a taste of the convertible life with my XR3i and I couldn't go back to a hard roof, so that's why I got her. All the wheels are very, very curbed. These centre caps, they are not in great condition. They are Audi genuine originals. However, they are originals that are obsolete, like so many parts on this age of Audi. You can't get the good ones. You can get cheap knockoffs, but they do not last. They fall off. They don't fit well. So they're a bit of a nightmare, which leads me onto a wheel around the other side, where unfortunately the retaining ring that holds the cap on has broken. I've got the cap, don't get me wrong, but I can't refit it. Now there's no point whatsoever in getting this refurbished. The damage is too bad, the wheels are too common, so they have no value whatsoever, and quite frankly, if I tried to sell a set, even in a really good condition, I'd be lucky if I got 100, 150 for them. So I have a set of wheels at home which are going to replace these. These, however, cannot get replaced until this work is dealt with. So as you can see, there is some dreaded rust going on here. Now this is actually on both skirts, so I'm going to take you along. There's a little bit going on the front here as well. You can look down here, look. It's not good, it's not good. Coming up, there's a few spots appearing on the arch there. Hello! Sorry, you're going to see me a lot in the reflection. She's just been cleaned, so this is the ideal time to show you stuff. Going all the way down. There's some more going on here. If I come round here, oh, I've picked up a bug already. Come round here, there's actually a bubble. Let me get out of the reflection. Can you see the bubble here? There's something rust or problematic going on underneath the paintwork there. And again, this skirt is not looking great. Now that would have been all well and good if I hadn't have had her back from a body shop not long ago. And the thing is, this is less than 6 months old out of a body shop. It turns out, shouldn't have trusted them. I got screwed. Not going to say who it is because that is a whole legal drama I don't want to get involved with, but needless to say, my car's not going back there again. So I have another body shop on board who is going to be replacing these for me. Now I am hoping, rather than original ones, which are quite expensive to get hold of, I have a set of brand new Riga skirts to go on here. Genuine Riga. I wanted to do something a little bit different anyway, so this seems like the perfect time to do it. So they're going to try and fit those for me. Obviously colour code it all in. Brilliant. I've also managed to order a pair of new front wings. Now these aren't cheap and I managed to get a really good deal on genuine ones. So what they're going to do, they're going to replace this wing part and this skirt on each side for me, which should undo the damage that was caused by this other body shop. On top of that, while it's there, we have a common problem here where apparently water gets let in. So where this spoiler is fitted, water gets in here, gets inside the tailgate, and where, let's see if I can show you where the number plates are. The water collects on the light fittings there. There you go, just there. Oop, really hard to do one-handed. And it absolutely knackers those number plate lights. So hopefully they're going to be able to remove this and reseal it for me. Fingers crossed. So if that all gets done, I can then take these wheels off and put the wheels on that I have had sat in our front room since before Christmas. Brand new tyres to go as well. These tyres are almost shot, so I'm literally just running around on them, getting the last of the wear out of my cam while I'm waiting to be able to get into this body shop. I'm going to ask them really nicely if they can do some photos or a few video clips while she's in with the body shop. If they can do that for me, and they don't mind, I'll try and insert them in this video at some point for you. Now you will see that she's not perfect still. There is a dink there. Can you see that? That's staying there for now. That isn't a priority to be done. When the body shop have got her, these covers are coming off because they're damaging the paintwork in here. So they're going to help sort that out. Also where the paint's come off here, and they're going to help me put a protector on there so that doesn't happen again. And the reason that happens is these doors drop. Now some people say that you can adjust these doors, which is great, which means they can get put back into alignment and that won't cause that rubbing. However, apparently that is probably something that will undo itself in a very short space of time on a car this old. There are apparently some shims out there that are available that go into the hinges. I don't know how viable that is, so I'm going to look into both options, do a bit more research, and hopefully I'll be able to make a decision that's suitable. But like I say, in the meantime, this is going to get treated so it doesn't rust, and we're going to get protective strips on there as well. And they promised me it should be done in a way that's sympathetic so it won't show up very much. So that's good. And they're going to do that on both sides for me. Yes! Hi, so it's Future Loz again here. So I took Maya to Look Back Classic and Custom Bodywork. They weren't able to do video for me because unfortunately due to illness they were on a bit of a time crunch, but they have managed to get quite a few photos for me which I am sharing during this little talky bit here, so hopefully you can see a little bit of the work you did. I am looking to do work with them again in the future because they are absolutely brilliant. I cannot recommend them highly enough. And yeah, I will share that with you as and when it happens. Right, so there are actually quite a few other bits I've got to get done on her. So what I'm going to do is show you a few other bits. So bear with me here while I spin you around. Let's have a look. So at one point I picked up a chip on the glass on the wind deflector here. We managed to get another one, and as you can see it's actually been tinted with that reflective coloured tint, which is really, really good. However, the process of getting the replacement glass in there, this got broken. So I actually I'm really stuck with this bit because I think this is part of the whole unit, so I might have to buy a whole nother complete unit to replace that broken bit. This bit, however, oh, there's a clip that goes on here, I'll show you on the other side in a minute. This bit, however, is quite loose, and I'm looking to replace this anyway because these bits, which are trims, I think they cover some miting points or they may just be decorative, they're snapped. The plastic's gone brittle in the sun and they haven't lasted. What I'm hoping to do with that is get one on there that looks good for now and actually use these as a template so I can get some nice alloy or steel ones, something like that made up, and then I can fit them instead. That means they shouldn't break in the future and they'll look pretty smart and a bit different. While I'm in the roof area, I will show you this here. Now it's a bit hard to show you with the roof fully down, but down here there is, I don't know if you can see it, see this bit here? Yeah. So this is part of the rain gully that gets formed that channels the water all the way down, and there's draining points down here, which means this edge here should be up underneath this trim here. And it looks like this all needs stripping out. This is like an outer trim, which is a bit awkward to do. In fact, you can see where the lining goes up underneath it a bit here. But I'm going to need to strip all this out so that I can reattach this, and apparently it does need bonding. I did have a look at various different Audi suppliers, Audi itself, Audi Tradition, and there's no parts available. Surprise, surprise, this is quite common. So what am I going to do? That is fixable though, so I'm frightened of breaking things, but it's got to be done. And at the end of the day, if that stops me getting water in physically where it shouldn't be, which then can cause ECU damage, because it's not far from here, it's like round about this area here, floor level, then I've got to get it done. The other job I've got to do is actually these drainage channels down here. There is a hose that comes down and comes out behind this wheel arch liner on each side. So I've got to strip this arch liner out, actually strip out the hose and replace the hose, because that actually degrades over time. Again, it's another part that's obsolete though, so I am going to have to come up with another way of replacing that. Not too bad on the rear, not much to do. There's a little bit of damage on this rear light, but the rear light actually works fine, and apart from that, it's perfect. So that I'm living with for now. This side, however, so mine are UK lights, and they are a proper UK light set. On this side, this is blanked, and this should be a nice shiny plastic, but over time the sun damages it, and I mean, you can hear it. It's horrible. Now, a lot of people do polish them up, and they go okay for a while. But what I'm actually hoping to do is an upgrade that, again, some people do, where I get an EU one. So instead of a blanking one like this on this side, I will have one like this on this side, which is an actual light. And that means that the absolutely terrible reversing lights that this car has will at least be slightly improved, because I can actually wire it up and have 2 reverse lights instead. Brilliant. So that's something else on my list of things to do. Now, I promised you when we were looking at the damage on that side, I would show you what it should look like, which is this. So you can see this bit I'm missing, and this here and here is where I've got the cracks. These bits, again, obsolete. These are just bits of trim that the seatbelt feeds through. The lugs on them get broken over time. If you release your seatbelt and just let go of it, the metal from the seatbelt clip hits here and knocks it loose and breaks the lugs. The one on the driver's side over there is actually loose. I don't touch it because it's precarious at the moment. It seems to be they all go like it, so I have got to get another one of those. Now, while I'm in this area, I'm actually going to talk about these rollover hoops. Now, I have a pair of these at home where they are looking a little bit different. They've already been prepared. I'm not going to let on to how. You'll know it when you see it. But they've got to be replaced. Now, I'm not replacing them yet. And the reason being is all this trim that goes along here, I need to pop a load of that out to be able to do it on both sides. While I'm at it though, I have to replace the rear speakers because they are degrading and starting to break up, so they're not working properly anymore. The sound's still good at the moment, but it won't be long until they've blown completely. So again, I've got the speakers at home, they're waiting to go in. I've just got to get it done. At the same time as that, this seatbelt here, for some reason, it locks when it should lock, but it doesn't then release easily, which means you sometimes end up pinned in your seat without being able to release the seatbelt. So there is a company locally that can refurbish seatbelts and the tensioner in them. So hopefully I can keep the belt, which as you can see is already not standard, it's not the black. I can keep the belt, but they'll actually fix the mechanism inside so that I can refit that. But again, to get that out, I've got to take all of this out. So I might as well do it at the same time. So that's another thing on my bucket list to do. Looking at the inside, she's not too bad. I've seen cars in worse condition. There's a bit of wear on the driver's seat, which is what you come to expect on a car that is 20 plus years old. That happens, it doesn't matter what brand it is. You can feed the leather as much as you like, but over time, wear is going to take its toll. So eventually I will have to do something about that, but for now actually it's serviceable and I've got more important things to be concentrating on. Now I have already changed a few bits in here, so she has some inserts down there. So when you have a look at these metal bits here, these silver bits, the grill inside, that is not Audi standard. I actually found a supplier that does them, so I have had that fitted. Now when I bought Maya, she didn't have the knee pads, which are these bits here, so I've managed to secure a set and they're now fitted, so I've already done that. As you've seen in a previous video, we now have the cup holder fitted. That is an Audi genuine cup holder, so that is the proper fitment. Now screwed in like is recommended, so that now does not move, and that does the job really nicely. So I've got nothing needed there. However, over there, and I'm going to walk around to the other side. So let's have a look at this instrument cluster here. So the Mk1 Audi TTs are notorious for problems with pixels on this little display screen right here. Either they stop working altogether or they become really, really jumbled. So when you get any error messages or any information up on that screen, you just can't read it, or it's a bit of guesswork because you get part of the information. I'm actually really fortunate. I don't suffer with that problem. However, what I do suffer with is at the back of this instrument cluster, where all the circuit board is, I'm suffering with dry joints. Now that means the solder on different parts of it, when it's really cold, they seem to lose connection, which means things like little LEDs that are dotted throughout this cluster stop working. So I have a few needles that don't light up, or they flash on or off like it's a disco, which obviously is no good whatsoever. The other thing I do suffer with this screen is heat sink. So when it gets really hot, the screen actually washes out with light, so I can't read the images that are displayed there. It's not a problem with the pixels like the others do, but it's still, in hot weather, makes it really hard to read. So I have got a bit of that going on. What I will have to do is take this cluster out, take it to a specialist in the UK who's actually very, very well known and highly respected for being able to repair particularly the Mk1 clusters. Take it to him, get him to turn it around for me, and then I can fit that back in. That should be a nice easy job. I'll just show you what I was talking about with this seatbelt cover. There we go. You can see here it's wedged on, but it's not fitted properly. I mean, it's kind of there, but it's not. So I've got to get some more of those. I actually want to keep some spares because I can see those breaking for a pastime. And one thing I've learnt over time is that Audi plastic is lasting way worse than the plastic on my old Ford, which is 10 years older. Another job I'm in the middle of doing at the moment is this gear knob. See the state of it. This should be a really nice brushed aluminium and a really nice smooth finish. And as you can see, it is scratched to buggery. Yeah, that again, quite common. Now this is actually a higher spec gear knob, so I want to keep the same kind of knob, but to be honest, they are all suffering with the same sort of problem. Now it's quite common that people actually polish them up. That removes the scratches. The only thing is then you have a shiny knob rather than a brushed alloy one. It's the price I'm willing to pay. So I'm in the process of polishing a knob up at the moment. I'm trying to say all of this without laughing, and once that knob's all polished off, I will get that replaced. And as I haven't introduced you to him yet, I would like to introduce you to Gary. There he is. Now Gary isn't an air freshener. There are some Audi air fresheners out there, and he is an official Audi Gecko. But yeah, Gary is decorative and he lives here. He's a pain in the ass, he's magnetic, he falls off when you so much as touch him or breathe on him, but he's part of the furniture now. He's moved in and he's here to stay. Other things on my to-do list include these headlights. Now these are a bane of my life. Having moved away from Fords with their glass lights, which aren't really a problem, plastic lights and their problems, oh God, no one warned me. But I don't know if you can see, there is one hell of a horrible haze on these. and that is UV damage. Now, the same body shop that was supposed to have done the repairs to all of that going on there reckoned that they polished them up for me and put a lacquer spray on it that would have stopped this happening again, but as you can tell, no. And come winter, this is going to be absolutely shocking to drive at night with. So I'm probably going to have to buy another set, strip them down so you remove the lens. I might use it as an opportunity then to colour code the surround, which is something that's quite often done. Once I've got everything polished up, I'll get it treated and protected. I'm actually planning to get a film that you put over that gives UV protection and stone protection. Get that fitted and then fit these replacement lights on here. I may then be able to actually refurbish these ones and keep them as spares, but I can't see these staying on much longer in the condition they're in because it's becoming unmanageable. Below them, this is where my washer jets are for the lights. These do not work, have never worked while they've been with me. Now apparently there is a way to refurbish the jets that are behind there. They're not actually a legal requirement, they're not an MOT failure. Being able to refurbish them is a pain in the ass, and no, same story, all the bits are obsolete, you can't get them. If I really wanted to, I could do that, but at the moment that is so far back my list of priorities that I'm not even thinking about that right now. Now, underneath, I have got quite a major oil leak going on. It's probably at the back of the engine. I actually am going to get it all cleaned off and do a few weeks running around before taking it into a garage to get that done. I'm not going to prat around trying to do it myself because she's too low to get under her. I haven't got the means to jack her up safely long term. I don't have a garage, it's all outside, so if the weather turns, I'm absolutely stuck. And the other thing is, she is my daily drive. So I can't start a job one weekend and pick it up again the next weekend. She has to be back on the road. There's a lot more I want to do with Maya, and I feel like this is just scratching the surface. But this video is long enough as it is, so I'm going to leave it right here. So I'm going to finish off this video with my favourite time of day for driving. I love chasing the sun, following it until it dips below the horizon. And I hope you continue to join us for more drives and adventures. All that leaves me to do is ask for one small favour. Please like, comment and subscribe to help us grow the channel a little bit further. And the more we grow, the more adventures we can go on. See you next time. Bye bye.